Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. In this one I thought I'd talk a little bit about where I'm at in my journey with paramotoring and what's on the horizon for me. Now, I finished my training at the end of July last year, so it's been about 9 months at the time making this particular video, and in that time I've gained over 60 hours of flight time and 161 total flights. I'm really thankful that I found such a great group of people to fly with. Our group calls ourselves the Paramaniacs, and they're all awesome, down-to-earth people. And I've learned a tremendous amount of knowledge and technique from each person that I've flown with. Being the newbie in the group last year was pretty intimidating, but everyone was so welcoming and encouraging along the way. It's honestly hard to believe that I'm doing wingovers and foot drags now. I remember seeing Dan do a really sharp turn when I first started, and I was geeking out about how cool it was. I remember thinking that I just couldn't wait until I was that good. With his and many other people's help, I've learned that and so much more. Honestly, the wing and the paramotor feel like an extension of my body now. It definitely wasn't like that in the beginning. I remember feeling so awkward on every takeoff and landing, but after about 50 or 60 takeoffs and whatnot, I started feeling more and more comfortable, and it started becoming second nature. And then it was all about, just different experiences, going to different places, seeing the sunsets, looking at the lakes, and just really observing, the natural world around me from this particular point of view. And it was exhilarating just to be up in the air. And it was probably only about 3 months ago that I really started getting into more of the technical, more advanced stuff. And I got to tell you, Brian was a huge help for me on that. And I wanted to start doing wingovers just to mix it up and do something different. I'd been flying the same location pretty much every day for a while now, and not that it wasn't still beautiful, still loved looking at the lakes, still loved watching the sunsets and whatnot, and flying with the rest of the crew and just hanging out and whatnot, but wanted to have a little bit of fun. And I saw other people doing back and forth turns and whatnot, and so I started reading the Powered Paragliding Bible, and it was giving some instruction on how to do wingovers with your left and right turns, weight shifts, and all of that. And I put out a video for it, and funny enough, it popped up on Brian's YouTube feed of me putting out that video, and he actually called me. I think he had COVID at the time, and so maybe he was bored or whatever, and he gave me the advice of, hey, use your 2D steering, pull inside on the one section on the side you're turning with, push out on the other side to stabilize the high side of the wingtip, and do that, and then you just get the timing right on it, and you'll be good to go. And I started going down that journey of just experimenting with that and trialing it out, and starting small and working up to bigger and bigger ones. And I actually in this video I got inverted. That very opening clip of me flying, that was probably the biggest wingover that I've done, and I was literally over top of my wing, and I dissipated the energy in one turn. It was totally fine. And just really good. So really got to say a huge thank you to him, and the many other people that are out there that have helped me with my landings or turning or maintenance or whatever might have come up along the way. So definitely appreciate it. From here, I'm not too interested in any of the other acrobatics out there like SATs. I would like to do a barrel roll eventually, but I think I'm going to give that another year or more before going there. If it comes up naturally and I get the opportunity to learn how to do that from somebody who's really well versed in that, that would be awesome, but definitely not going to push that or try to learn that on my own. The wingovers I felt like were pretty safe. There's lots of instructions out there for them. Barrel rolls, I think, just take it to the next level. So definitely don't want to do that. I would like to do an SIV course, learn how to fly trike, and get my PPG3 license and instructor ratings actually. Flying trike is just being more versatile. It's easier to fly trike when there's no wind, and what I'm really looking forward to is getting a tandem exception and taking up friends and family who want to see what the views are like from up there as well. So that's one of my main intentions for flying trike. Another reason is as we get older, our knees or back start giving out, and I want to protect my bones and everything as I keep flying. Certainly, foot launch is super versatile, gives you a lot of access to different fly sites that you don't have with trike. And if you're mobile, it's not a problem. You can use your motor for most of those situations. But even if you're a good you're good at landing, good at taking off, it's still wear and tear on your body, and so you do that enough times and you're going to probably feel that when you get a little bit older. So I'm hoping I can get into trike now, sort of learn that, and I can mix it up whenever I want to, depending on what the situation is and whatnot. And then for my PPG3 license or rating and my instructor rating, I think for those I just want to I want to have that certification to say that I am good enough to receive these 2 ratings. And I think it'd be cool to teach other friends and family how to fly as well. The cost barrier to get into the sport is definitely the lowest for any flying that's out there. But to get instruction, it's typically between $2,000 to $4,000, and unfortunately, a lot of people just can't afford that. So if you can't get the money to get used gear and all that jazz, that's one thing. But spending $2,000 to $3,000, I think it's totally worth it. To get training. There's a lot of self-taught paramotorists out there, and they do extremely well. But I'm really thankful that I got proper training, and I feel like it's definitely helped me set me up for success and have a really good, strong foundation. So definitely recommend to other people and people that I know that want to get into the sport. I'd love to be able to instruct and train them as well. So and the SIV course is just all about simulated incidents, so learning how to throw a reserve, practicing frontals, asymmetric collapses, things like that could happen in the air. As careful as you are, and as good as a wing you might have, as stable as it is, you might find yourself in weather where something like that happens, and having that muscle memory, or at least having a simulated incident to be able to practice that, is definitely going to help you down the road, with those sorts of things. So I'd love to take an SIV course. And I think that'll probably do it for me in terms of overall paramotor. But in terms of aviation, I'd love to get my skydiving certification. I've jumped a bunch of times, but they've all been tandem. And, so I'd really like to do that. And who knows, maybe I'll jump off a paramotor one day and skydive down. Or off a hot air balloon or something crazy like that. So, yeah, all cool, fun stuff that I'm looking forward to doing. But for now, I'm going to keep enjoying foot drags, wingovers, seeing new areas, flying the St. Johns River, and all that fun stuff. So I'll keep y'all posted as those things unfold. And I hope you'll have a great rest of your day.